Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new episode of our fresh podcast, which is the Life in Progress. And today, the person who is going to speak to all of you, I will tell little about her because she's going to tell a lot about her and her experiences and the thoughts, many things. Because the person who would be coming today, she's a speaker, influencer, a content creator, a mentor, and an NLP practitioner, and definitely a coach as well. If I talk about her mantras of life, so she believes in helping people and help them to ignite their passion in the life so that they can create an impact on the lives of other people. So she believes in creating a chain reaction for everyone. If I talk about experience, so she holds a rich experience of 19 years. That is from a corporate sector. And definitely, she was doing a lot in the customer relationship management, leadership, the customer experiences advocate, and she was an expert in pre sales and proposal management. So, a lot she is holding with her. But today, we are going to discuss about her personal, her professional, and a lot of mantras which she is going to give you in today's talk. So let's welcome our today's guest, and she is Miss Sravanthi. Okay, so hello everyone. We have with us Sravanthi, and if I speak about myself, so I never speak her full name. I always just used to call her Srava. So I'll try that in the entire conversation. I speak her full name. But before we start this deep conversation with her, so I'll request Sravanthi, please just give your little introduction to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Megha. Hello, everyone. I am Sravanthi Medepalli. I am a customer experience leader with 19 years of IT experience and also a mentor, a speaker. I've recently given my first TED Talk and a future coach. I'm shifting the gears from the IT to coaching where I found my passion. And that is where I would just love to help people and transform their lives.
Wonderful. Sravanthi, can I ask you just one thing? What is the meaning of this name?
Shravanti is flow actually.
Oh,
So in my childhood, I used to cry most of the time because of various situations. So I used to feel Shravanti. Why did they put my name as Shravanti? I used to feel its flow of tears, but later I converted it as flow of energy. So I'm like a lively person where I'm living my name now. Yeah, I
okay.
used I recall asking my mother when I wrote a letter to my father. I still have it. I put my name as Indira Priyadarshini. So we had Indira Gandhi, right? So I used to love that name. I used to hate my name, but now I realize the essence of my name. Yes, and I love it.
Definitely. I can see the energy is flowing. It has started flowing to many people now. Sravanthi, you told that you are having a rich experience from the corporates. And I have also seen your journey that you started as a business analyst and then you shift to various IT sectors. So, first of all, before we are moving to the next segment of your life, I just want to understand from you because many people would be watching this particular episode that what did you feel that what are some positives and negative aspects of that career domain? Maybe I'm asking in terms of the analyst and the IT sectors, according to you, definitely.
So yes, definitely a lot of positives, Megha, because I started my career in 2005, where actually I can say my after MBA, and I can say I got the letter to travel to Canada even before my offer letter was in hand. So my visa processing started. That was definitely because of the confidence I had and the eagerness to do the work that I was showcasing, right? So from that, I started in a Canada MNC called Inforica in Hyderabad here, and I spent 8.5 years there of my career there, and it was growth year on year, right? It was growth in terms of various roles. So after coming back from Canada, I stayed there for 4 months and then came back. I was doing as a business analyst, then got into testing, then as a test lead. Then there was CRM, Microsoft Dynamics, which was coming into the market. Salesforce and all were just kicking in at that point of time. And where I started as functional consultant, then I handled projects and then took a career break and then switched to the CRM aspects of it. So then
Hmm.
I I did a solution architecture role in Microsoft, and as a partner engagement team member for them, and then got into the pre-sales, the core pre-sales at Wipro, and working for Oracle and Siebel, and then I landed in Cognizant, where I'm currently in Salesforce business development. So there was a lot of growth I've seen from where I was to where I came. So
Hmm.
growth in terms of various roles. Now, end to end, if somebody asks me what is that happens in a project, I can clearly articulate the various roles, the various growth projects, the various elements of life, right? Every 2 3 years, I got a new role. So I think that was what I enjoyed also. I would have said, sitting in one role, how can people sit for so long in one role like
And you
that,
was
right?
changing. So continuously you was
Yes,
changing. Hmm.
yes. So maybe that is a pattern also in my life, that I do something, then I master it, and then it's like, what's next now? Right? I can't. So people initially call that as a generalist role. The market was not ready to take in such roles where people had various hats, I can say. But for me, that worked, because in school also, surprisingly, I was best all rounder twice, once in fourth class, once in sixth class. So that's my life, part of a life for me, right? So that I enjoyed the most. So it's like, what next for me all the time. And that came in as a very good point for me when I heard it from one of the leaders. I don't remember her name, but while interaction and in a session, I remember she saying the same thing. Every 3 years, she was like checking for new roles. So then I believed, okay, this is a very good habit. Though I didn't enjoy, I felt that is a weakness. People are calling me as a generalist. I found it's a growing aspect,
Hmm.
right? At the same time, if I look at the negatives of it, I was probably growing at a horizontal direction. Leadership roles came very late for me. Like initially, I had, after 7 years of my journey, at that stage, I was a project lead. But by then, my excellence was in operational,
Hmm.
right? I was executing things very easily. I was an expert in operational excellence. So even till date, I have very few escalations on my name. So as an individual contributor, I do fantastically. But when coming to team and managing team dynamics, I never learned it, right? Because initially I was not trained to handle it, how to
Hmm.
handle the team and all. So I was always the master's piece rather than handling the people aspect of it. So that
Hmm.
I found is kind of negative, that I can say I might have to develop on that aspect. But now getting into mentoring and understanding people to the core, I know I'm there for it, right? It's not something like you need to master it, you know it already, right? So I came out of that belief, yeah, I'm not a leader. Here I am, I'm very empowering belief saying that I am already a leader, right? So yeah, it has both pros and cons, but two sides of the coin, and it's a learning.
True. Even I can see one more side here. And now I'm feeling so happy that glad that I asked the name of your meaning. And definitely, whatever you have explained now, everything is connected to your name. You are flowing in multiple directions, means just like a river. River has no fixed path. The river keeps on flowing in multiple directions. So same goings well with you.
Thank
One more
you.
thing, because I do not know you as a business analyst, I just know Sravanthi as a coach and a consultant. And I'm so keen to understand that how this shift means business. You was a business analyst, and now you are telling you are dealing with the people. You are a people analyst or human analyst. So how this shift change altogether?
Yeah, so it again narrates to my childhood, where I wanted to become a teacher initially, but 25 years ago, teachers were not that appreciated. Like the income and being a girl, all whatever the family
And in fact,
sentiment.
I remember, Shravanti, you mentioned being a girl. So in the older times, the people used to say that girl, go and become a teacher.
Yeah, but for me, surprisingly, my mother was like very ambitious person. She always saw me like, you have to be the best, right? So she was not happy me settling as a teacher, right? For whatever reasons it is. But then I said, okay, then I said, I want to become a doctor. But getting into medicine, could not get into the medical college, and then due to financial situations and all. But that nature of serving people, helping people was always in me. I remember when I was helping my sister, cousin who was there, and she just had a delivery, and I was carrying my niece. somebody called me, you're a Mother Teresa, right? So maybe that service instinct is so much in me, right? And I accidentally, I can say, I went into the IT. There also, I had no excuses, no reason to come out of it. So I was doing excellent, I was doing great, but I was, as I said, I couldn't become the next level person,
Hmm.
right? Then I actually started introspecting, started thinking for myself. I am the most wanted person in the team. Every delivery manager says, okay, you give me Shravanthi, she will do it, right? Leaders were blind on me. They will be like, okay, I've given it to you. I need not worry anything about it. It was so flawless for me. And, but I was not given the promotion. So then I started doing some trainings, like I've joined Iron Lady community and then understood what are the, what do I need? What was I lacking? Right after that, I got the promotion, but I felt it was like default. Abhi to dena hi padega, isko de दूं, kind of thing. I was not happy with it. It's not like I need to ask for it, right? I was the most eligible person.
Hmm.
So I didn't settle for it. Then I approached my coaches, Shilpa and Kapil, whom I'm associated with now. And they actually, I did couple of their programs. And the beauty of that program is it it helps you be the core of you. It need not say, okay, you need to dress like this, you need to dress like this, but it helped me find my voice. It is helping me to be the core of me, right? So now I'm away from what will other people think about me, but I am polishing my own self,
Hmm.
because I know I have a certain level of potential, and if I don't use my potential, how long will I quote it with others thoughts or others thinking, right? So it's like I'm shedding off all that and I'm being the core of me, right? And as part of it, for the past 4 5 years, I was also associated with few organizations where I'm voluntarily mentoring women and mentoring people. So
Great.
that was where I found ki, yeah, when I mentor people, I get energized. I don't drain myself,
Hmm.
right? So I started differentiating between, okay, what are the activities that give me more energy, right? And then I started doing more, and also because of my transformation, I can say it's on a spiritual journey for me, honestly. That helped me understand, okay, this is you. You are this piece to help others, and that is where probably I'm now moving on to as well. So
Yeah, very rightly, you are connecting few different multiples of few different dimensions. I can easily correlate with your story that when you are saying you are having the potential and you need to reach to the other side of the people and ask that give me promotion, and it creates a lot of agitation inside you that how long I'll keep on asking.
yes,
Who the
yes,
hell will be the person who will understand that who am I? And
exactly.
then you start understanding that nobody will understand until unless you will understand that who you are actually. And I believe that's the biggest discovery which you have done with yourself, understanding your potential, your core first. Sravanthi, one more point which you mentioned in your introduction, and that I would just like to discuss more about it. You have already given a TED talk, definitely, and your topic was quite interesting. It was all revolving around the art of possibilities and fulfillment. And just now you have mentioned the word spirituality. So I just want to understand now from your perspective that what is this fulfillment? When we will call that I'm getting fulfillment from something.
It's like, you have certain amount of whatever you say, energy, potential, or amrit, or money, or whatever it is, and if you're still longing for it,
Hmm.
right, that means you're somewhere not satisfied by that element, right? How much of contentment am I with whatever I have? I always used to feel, oh, why was I here? I should have been at a different place. Why was I there? Like, even when I couldn't become a doctor and stepped into the corporate world, though I had like first job which I went on site and all, there was some element that was in me like, I should have become a doctor. I should have done more. I could have done more. I could have been more, right? And that kept on growing. And at one point, definitely there was a point when I entered into pre-sales, and where I was actually interacting with new people all the time. It is business development, so new teams all the time, new people all the time, and that was where I felt, yeah, now I can become that person. Now I don't no longer feel that I would have been a doctor. अभी चलो हो गया पास तो हो गया. So
Hmm.
maybe I felt again I compromised on myself, right? I couldn't become something. I'm just becoming this. But later I realized कि when I did that process of self discovery and all, I felt ki, uh, I analyzed all the time I was doing what other people wanted, be it childhood, be it marriage, be it children. Okay, but what is that I want to do, right? That's when I felt, yeah, I have a voice, and I started doing LinkedIn videos also. I started talking to people. I started reaching out. That's when I felt, yeah, this is giving me more satisfaction, more fulfillment, right? And then I aspired for the TEDx platform. And then when I approached and when I got into it, I also realized that I can do what I want. It's not that I need not wait for somebody else to give me that permission now, right? So, and being being a person who believes in ethics, who believes in all the culture and the tradition and all, somewhere I felt ki, I mean, I'm born so good, but why am I not playing it full? Right? So, and we see people who are like just enjoying their life, living their life. So I was always having that dissatisfaction. But yeah, now it's like, no, okay, I want to do this, let me just go and do it. Because I actually I put myself in the center now, right? What is that I want to do, right? How is that I can help the society? How is that I can help people? Because that was core in me. As I said, helping others was core in me. I even, to the extent I can say, I helped my colleagues and then they got promoted, right? So then I said, okay, if this is something core of me, why not I play it full, right? And when I started doing it, I started feeling satisfied, fulfillment, as you say. And that's when I said, okay, let me just do it. It's coming naturally in me. That is my natural ability. People are crazy about technology. People are crazy about building something. But for me, this is what I've discovered now. Maybe 20 years ago, I didn't discover, but that's okay. Let me do it now at least. Right. So that's where I started. And it's like taking the compass back into my hands, I can say, and living my life in the direction I want.
Can I, when you are using the word core, so I was just assuming, I was just imagining in my mind that core means the sun of the solar system, and then you are dissipating your energy to different
Yes,
planets and helping them to ignite and to discover their own light actually.
that's
That
so
was I was
powerful.
imagining when you was telling me everything.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
and
so
one
powerful.
more. Yes, one more important thing is coming here, like you just by your example only, and your the name of your company is also it resonate with it, that you talk about igniting your passion. The moment the word passion comes, there are two different types of thoughts of schools with the people's mind. The one thought of school is the people think that passion is means it would be difficult to earn your livelihood if you are following your passion. That is a one thought. The second thought is, yeah, it's good to go with your passion, but then maybe you have to deal with the words which are like compromises. Okay, I'm happy, I'm doing my passion, but maybe somewhere I'll have to compromise. So what is your definition, because you understand it with a close connection, that how easy for one person to identify their passion, and if there is someone who is not able to even understand what my passion is, I'm not able to understand, I'm just going with the flow, what others are wanting me to do, I'm just doing it, I don't know what's my passion. So can, is it possible to help someone to find their passion, and if yes, then how?
Certainly, like the phrase ignite your passion, or the tagline ignite your passion. And I say I ignite others' passion now, because that is very close to me. And it didn't come easily, Megha, sorry. So it's like I explored my life now. Like for the past 4 5 years, like when my children were going to music class, they had weekend music class. So I used to go drop them and come back, and then go and come back. So it was a 4 hours class. Then I felt, why can't I sit with them? Right? Why can't I sit, be there, learn music? Then I said, okay, I'm learning anyways music. Sir was telling, can you write exam also, diploma exam also in music? Okay, I said first year, I already learned music in my childhood. So first year, okay, I've written pretty easily. It was reading. The practical part was horrible. So I did read all the answers. I did the theory very good. Then practical was okay, okay. Then I said, okay, let me do second year also. But I found there's a technical element of music,
Hmm.
right? You need to sing that sur in the proper way. You need to have that shruti, what we say, that
Hmm.
bass of how you sing also should be audible, right? It was, for me, it was becoming a noise. When I sing, it's like, please stop, Abba. My children also say, Amma, please stop. You can't sing it that way. I practice, and somehow I couldn't get into it. Then I said, okay, this is not my cup of tea. I just left it. Then I explored some element of art. I was an artist in school. I used to paint and draw, sit for evening classes, fabric painting and all. I said, let me explore mandala art. Then I thought, can I become an art teacher? I was like, no, no, this is not my cup of tea.
One
Let me
one
just.
thing, when you was doing all these exploration, you was already into your job domain, which was your
Yes, yes, yes. So these were pretty weekend classes. So it's like a hobby that I started parallelly building up, right? And that also I said no, let me do. And then I moved to mentoring, where I found people connected with me. When I started talking about my stories, they came back and told me, Shravanti, this is exactly how it is happening in my life. So they started connecting, or I started connecting and touching their exact core pain area, right? That was where I felt ki, yeah, this is the spark that I can ignite in others. If I do this, if they do that, it will work. So for me also, I felt, had I had a mentor who's helping me like this, it would have been easy. So that was where I was trying to help women or people or students, whoever it is, to actually build them. And then later, getting into this transformation, Tony Robbins and everything, it was like, yeah, this is something. So also for me, excellence came from my mother. So she, being a single mother, she always done things very easily. She was a huge action taker. So for me, that was what actually differentiated between me and others. They were not doing things. I was doing things and doing and actually getting to the next level. So that is where I found ki, yeah, now I have that spark to help others. Right. So I say passion is not a feeling. For me, passion is never a feeling. People say it is actually a feeling. It's okay, you have passion, you have a feeling for it. No, it's an energy for me, right? So if you love doing something, if your energy is growing by doing it again and again, that's where you find passion. How do we find cricketers, how do we find actors, Shah Rukh Khan and all? If he doesn't do movies, he's like gone. So
yes.
Amitabh Bachchan sir, right, even now he says, if I don't do movie, I'm not enjoying my life. So that is how we should find our passion, explore different things, and have that point where you feel, yeah, this is fulfillment point for me, right? And it is pretty easy. I mean, something that it actually lifts you up. Matlab, at any point of time, if I ask you some question, maybe you're just easily answering, naturally doing it. That is where your passion lies. And as you rightly said, maybe it cannot be a career option, is what people think. But how did Jeff Bezos build Amazon? Because of his passion, he built Amazon, right? How did the iPhones come into play? The touch screen. Nobody believed in touch, right? But had not been of Apple, it would not have been there. So we have to streamline the passion in the proper way so that it becomes a livelihood. And with that, we will see that we will help people, right? Be it technology wise, be it other sources of livelihood, that definitely can be directed into the livelihood path.
True, true, very true. You are telling, and here I can connect again with few more points which you have mentioned. You are defining passion means the something which you are living actually. That is
Yes.
the thing which with you are breathing, eating, living, sleeping, doing everything with that. And the names you are taking of the people, Jeff Bezos and everything. And the commonality between these people is they believe in one thing, that keep on doing, keep on doing. If you keep on doing consistently the same thing and doing a little variations in that, understanding like the same thing which you was doing in music, no, no, that's not art, no, no, that's not. And one point of time you will hit to a point that yes, it is that. So keep on trying, keep on trying. That is the best thing I believe which you are telling. And I can understand that it would resonate with many people, I believe. But one more common thing which I connect with all these people, they talk about something that believe on something and then definitely it will happen. And a very specific word nowadays we use, that it is called the law of attraction. So I just want to know your views about that, that is it actually happens? Because I also believe in law of attraction. There are so many things in my life which is happening because of that. But yes, there is one more set of people who say that it doesn't work. So how it's possible that it's a law? We are calling it a law. We are not calling it a phenomena or anything else. It's a law. So how it happens that a law is working for a one set of people, but not working for other set of people? Then is it a logical to call it a law, or we should call it something else?
So I understood there's something called law of attraction from my NLP coach. Actually, for my TED Talk, NLP coach Ramesh Prasad, he happened to be in Chennai where I was delivering the talk, and he came and attended the talk. Then he said, "You are defeating the law of attraction." So I didn't understand at that moment ki, what is law of attraction. But then later I understood ki I had a belief that things will happen. Like you give me a challenging project, I will do it easily because I never believed this may not happen. So whenever I say this will not happen, that belief sits in me. As you rightly said, for those who believe it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Yes.
Because the mind actually doesn't understand between the reality and the physical and the virtual world. So when I say something to the mind, it actually believes, the subconscious mind actually believes in reality. So when we do a closed eye process, right, and when we actually imagine our future or imagine the outcome of a certain thing or imagine a certain event happening, the mind thinks it's a reality. So it actually lives in that thing ki ye ho gaya, right? For that matter, there was one of the persons that I was speaking to. He actually happened to ask his wife to give her adrak tea, right, a ginger tea. And then when his wife came and gave him the tea, he sipped it and then appreciated it, saying ginger is super in it, right? And then to his surprise, his wife told him actually there's no ginger, right? But what happened is the subconscious mind actually, when you tasted that ginger in your mind, it released the stimulus to it. So then it's like a sure point ki, yeah, law of attraction exists, right? So it's like what you think in your subconscious mind or what the subconscious mind thinks is actually happening true. And that is how we attract also, because our thoughts are aligned in that direction, right? For somebody which is, for some people, they say it is very challenging. So that means first only they are restricting their mind to and body to send the signals ki this doesn't happen. But when you are a believer of possibilities, when you say this is possible, let me do it in another way, right, then you're figuring out, you're not stopping till it is done. So perseverance is there till you accomplish it. That I think differentiates between the doers and the action takers, right? So my mother, as I said, she was always doing things when others people felt they can't do it. She was single-handedly managing things. My grandmother, for that matter, my dadi, she had a single lung. She had a TB and her lung was removed, but she survived till 100 years. So lung, which is the main element of oxygen in our body, is like her belief that okay, it doesn't matter to her that physically she has that lung or not, but she had a lot of willpower. So those people were actually main where I grew up, and they were my soul people who helped me become so strong. And that's where I say, yeah, law of attraction actually exists, right? So it's your belief and firmness that you have to stand on your belief, thinking it is possible and doing things until you achieve your goal.
True, very right. And I was just, whenever you are speaking, there are so many things going in my mind and just going to the imagination mode, just like that. And just to share a little about it, when I thought of starting a new podcast, then I was thinking that how it will happen, how the people will come to this show, and so many things, how it would be executed. But then I said, and then I thought in one fine process that yes, it has to happen. It has to happen. That is the reason the thought is in my mind. If it won't, it is not bound to be happen, then definitely it won't be a thought in my mind. So from that point, that's why I'm telling that I also a firm believer in this process. That first, many people are telling this, that first hold it in your mind, and then definitely you will hold it in your hand. So that's a statement which I love the most
And
about
I
it.
would like to add on also, there were certain roles that I didn't play also in the corporate life. So I was given as a ERP, I'm a CRM, customer experience specialist, but I was given ERP role. So I never lived that role because I couldn't think psychologically ki I am a person of that theory or that subject or whatever it is, right? So it is definitely, as you rightly said, it is our belief that actually creates the possibilities, right? And we do attract, because we do attract in the sense that you will try for other alternate ways all the time because
Mm.
you believe something is possible. And if
Yeah,
you believe something is not possible, you will stop at that step, or you will take a pause and then be there,
true.
right?
True, Savanthi. And if I tell that, though I have started my coaching and consulting journey just 2 years before, because before that I was a hardcore researcher and an academician in the area of neuroplasticity and neurotoxicology. So when I shifted this domain, so I can easily understand that what is happening in this area. But yes, I want to know your perspective that many people are telling lot of possibilities about this coaching and consulting industries. There are lots of theories coming, lots of things are coming by various peoples. What do you think in terms of both the things, the opportunities and the challenges in this coaching and consulting industry? Because it's growing exponentially, but yet there are various sides of any particular industry. So if we talk about this coaching and consulting, so what you are seeing in terms of opportunities and challenges both in this particular industry, so that the future coaches and consultant can make themselves ready for that.
So I definitely feel this industry is booming, right? You know better than me, you're already in that industry. But as I said, because everybody needs some hand to pull them up, right? Earlier, maybe because we had bigger families and people, the gaps between the cousins, the siblings, and all was very less, and everybody was in a closed family, sharing each other experiences, learning from each other's experiences. And now I think that is becoming reduced in the family ecosystem as well as in professional workspace. Right? We never discuss about weakness, the strengths, how we work on our personality in the workspace, but more discuss on the wins and the corporate things,
True.
right? So that's where coaching personally for me has been very useful in identifying myself. And also at the same time, there are different schools of coaching or consulting, right? And some may be aligned to us, some may not be aligned to us. So it is okay to try different things, it is okay to do different things. And their execution model also, if we see, they if they talk about what they think is working for them, right, where they have transformed themselves, actually I think that is where the success is in, right? I
Hmm.
can't be teaching something that I don't did not work on or did not believe. So it is
Hmm.
also about the authenticity of the coaching system, that, or the coach, right, for that matter, being available for your mentees or for your clients all the time. So it is also about the relationship. Again, it comes back to that, on how the relationship between the coach and the coachee is built. And definitely that creates a bigger ecosystem. So yeah, we need some helping hands to actually pull us up now, lost in life, lost in different elements or parts of life. But yeah, that is booming, and it will take a different direction, I can say.
True. Your this point is highly valid. That if I go back to my childhood, we used to live in a family where there were 25 people living together in one single home. And I can easily understand that there was no such kind of things which the children of today's era are talking about. Loneliness, depression,
Yes,
anxiety. My
yes,
God, what are these words? You have not even heard any of these. We were
yes,
fighting, we were living together, we were doing all sort of stuff. The word criticism and the positive criticism, we even don't know that what it is, but we were doing it
yes,
because
yes,
the siblings, the cousins, first cousins, second cousins, when all are interacting different age groups, so all types of coaching were happening in just a autopilot mode, everything.
yes,
But
yes,
now you are very rightly telling that in today's era, you need the someone who will pull you up. And in fact, as in your case, I'll just take your example. There should be someone who will show you your core, that who
yes,
actually you are, because it's difficult to identify. There are someone who identify themselves, but still there are many people who need someone's help to identify themselves. True. Shravanti, I can see one fine thing on your face that you are always telling. You was going to explore something. You thought that you have to do this. So it means there was an element of motivation in you. You was doing everything. Nobody was telling you that, Sravanthi, go and search for the music class, go and search for that art class, go and find the mentor for you. So you was doing everything. So it means there was an element of motivation. How this motivation was coming? Who was the source of this motivation? This I want to know.
So for me, I was never a person who gives excuses. If I give an excuse, matlab wo nahi hoga, right? I realized that. So I felt ki, yeah, there's something missing now. What do I do next? So that eagerness, that connectivity of what do I do next? What do I do next? Sometimes I feel overwhelmed because of it, definitely because I keep too many things maybe on the plate. But that's when I realized, let me focus on one element, right? So when you feel there's a gap in your life or in your system, and if you're okay to have that gap, then probably we'll be living an average life. But if you identify that gap, if you say, let me fill that gap with something, let me do something that excites me, that is actually where I find my motivation. Ki abhi chalo, abhi aaj kya karna hai. So there was certainly some point where I felt a routine was better. मतलब बच्चे स्कूल को जाते हैं, I do my work, they'll come back home, and but I realized hard time that is not practically possible, right? Sometimes still kids fall sick, sometimes the work timings are going here and there, sometimes the meetings overrun, sometimes I don't have work, then I spend time. So as part of that life, I was probably getting lost somewhere, and that's where I found कि कुछ तो अभी करना है जो मजा आता है, right? And that maza element, I feel I need it every time. Matlab, that is where I felt ki, yeah, I need to do something that motivates, because if I put that motivation element on somebody else, they may not motivate me so much. So then I started doing, okay, let me do this, let me try this. Will I get some energy out of it? Will I get some excitement out of it? Then, nay, okay, let me do something else. So that became a routine, I can say. And now also, if you ask me to read a book, I may not be reading the book from A to Z, from one to the end of it. I will read some elements what pick me. So I'm more an impulsive person of intent than habit and all kind of thing, right? If okay, if this topic attracts me, let me read it, kind of a thing. Yeah. So I think, I mean, do what you want to do. That is where you'll find your motivation. That is where you'll find your inspiration, right? It worked for somebody, it may not work for you. As long as you figured that out, that's the best thing.
One very your every reply is giving me so many clues. One important word you use कि मजा आना चाहिए. And when I believe I can connect this maza with not in a negative perspective, but this maza with certain kind of addiction, that once for a moment I got this maza. So I understand ki, oh my God, this is the moment when I'm able to give my 100%.
Yes.
What if this maza extends for longer duration? It means my efficiency will keep on increasing and increasing. So that is the clue where the person starts understanding that this element, this just little kick in you, that yes, that's it, this is it. So I believe that is called the motivation.
Yes.
And once you
Yes.
start experiencing it inside you, then it just start giving you a lot of ignition, lot of fuel. I can just tell you now, keep on moving, and then you want it to never end. I believe that is the motivation. Yeah.
Yeah.
One more point I want to ask here. You are doing many things. You are flowing in many direction. In fact, I should say like that. So, what is that one channel? What is that one direction? Or what is that one goal, one aim, which you are thinking that it has to be true for you? The dream, the goal for Sravanthi, that this in my life definitely will gonna happen. I will create this thing for me. That
Yeah.
one thing.
That excites me. And now I realize I don't have that one thing. I have many things actually. So I am a person of energy, right? So I try many things. So definitely there are many things that are there in my to-do list. And hopefully I am, because being an action taker, I will do it at some point of time. But one thing that I want to do is where the core of my story lies is, when I couldn't secure enough marks in my 10th standard. Like I got 85%, and was happily enjoying that. Yeah, 85 is a big number, right? But then I realized children who, my fellow students who got lesser than me in the regular curriculum, they actually got beyond me in the board exams, right? So people who were average, students who were average, my friends, they got beyond me. They were like 90s, 92s and all. I mean, no bad at them, but then that's when my confidence went for a toss. That's when I felt ki I am not enough, right? So, and going to the next level, plus one, plus two, then medicine also, probably because of that low confidence, I couldn't secure the seat to the extent I wanted to. So that is the core meat that bothers me all the time. Ki confidence should be something like there are many students I can say who don't end up to that medical college now. If I start looking at the statistics also, there are people who don't get that medical seat because seats are limited, medical seats are limited.
Definitely.
And I interacted through my career also. I interacted with many people who said, "Oh, I'm like you. I didn't end up in the medical college. I ended up here." Right? So it happens in most of the times when I start interacting with people, I realize, okay, one more person like me. So that is where I feel I want to touch upon those lives who are lost in a different direction, who are going in a different direction, to tell them it's okay to get low marks. Marks doesn't define you, but live your life full, right? Take ownership of your life. It's okay to get low marks, but whatever doing it, do it with passion, do it with energy, do the thing that you want to do the most. Because also in childhood, I was always being guided, like being a single parent, right? Having a single parent, my mother was always taking a lot of care for me. She was providing me all the things actually, but I never knew what I wanted. I never told her, "Oh, this is not what I want, this is what I want," because whatever it is, financial situations and whatever be the things, right? So I also want people to own up their life at a very young age. So I tell my children also, okay, is this what you want to do? Please go ahead and do it. Let's explore it. I mean, my children also, they do 1 year, they say dance. I have two boys. My elder son is a dancer, he's an artist, he's a musician. So he's also exploring life. And that completes a person actually, I feel. So I want to touch upon the lives of people to tell them it's okay, whatever happened has happened. Own up your life powerfully now at least. Live your future in the way you want, right? And I want to be the person, probably like Tony Robbins or Sudha Murthy ma'am, to be the most impactful person, right? The person who has transformed so many lives. So that is, I don't think there'll be a count for it, but yeah, I mean, I want to be known as that person who's impacted so many lives. Definitely.
Again, one analogy which goes with your everything, that as you are flowing, and if it is a flowing river, the river will definitely find many channels, many paths in the process of flowing. Means the river started from point A and has to reach to point B, but in that path there would be so many tributaries which the river will create. So I believe that I can see that you will certainly create lot of channels in your process of flowing and in your process of moving. So it's not just reaching to one single point and one single destination, it's creating many paths for the others so that they can find it easy to move on their paths. So that's what I can see, definitely.
So powerful, Megha. Thank you for that analogy. I just love it. And it's a powerful message also, right? I mean, though I think I should go in this direction, I should go in that direction. Now you've given me a different perspective. Like, yeah, there are channels which are different. Why are you limiting yourself to one channel? No, just explore those also, right? Yeah, this is
Because the energy can never be restricted in one path. It cannot be unidirectional. It will definitely be multidirectional.
yes,
And I can understand this when definitely you are rightly telling that once you start interacting with the people, once you start the exchange of energy with the people, then probably in the course of time you start understanding that what is the actual flow, where you are going, what you are doing, what you want to do. Nobody will come from the heaven and keep on telling you that this is what you have to do, this you
yes,
need to explore. And one very sensitive point which you touch upon, that all the youngsters, the kids, the students who are not securing good marks as per their definition of good marks, the marks are actually good, but that
yes,
is their definition of good marks, and they
yes.
are just ruining their life. Even
Yes.
they are taking their life. There are so many news spread across the newspapers and the social media, and it is heartbreaking to read those news. So the one important point which you have touched upon, that kids, please, if you are watching this, there are so many people who are ready to give you a support, are ready to hold your hand, and are like you who is sitting in front of you, that it doesn't matter that what you are getting. It is you who will create your life, who will design your life, and who will make your life. So love your life. That is the first mantra. I believe Sravanthi would be agree. Then
Absolutely,
do
yes.
anything, whatever you want. But
Yes,
love
yes.
your life. This is the most important asset which you have got. It is the most important thing for you, which has been given to you as a gift. I believe by the supreme power. That is the essence of spirituality. Thank you,
Yes.
Sravanthi. And no doubt there are so many things to discuss with you. You are a bundle of so many things. But if any point, if you feel that yes, this is the message, or this is the point which you want to say as a concluding remark, probably. So that over to you.
So concluding remark would definitely be two things. Um, uh, Gratitude, right? Always be grateful to the opportunities that we have in life, to the missed opportunities as well, right? Because they helped us learn many things, right? Now, because I didn't get a medical seat, I had a beautiful career, corporate career, right? And now I'm stepping into my zone again. So be grateful always to those people, to those situations who always touched you in whatever forms it is, be it a stranger, be it a manager, family member, spouse, children, friends, connections, whatever it is, be always grateful to those opportunities, occasions, people, and God, definitely. And the other thing is forgiveness, right? I found forgiveness is like, it's not forgetting the past, it's detaching that emotion from whatever you didn't like or you didn't happen according to you, and just leaving that person as they are, because we carry a lot of burden unknowingly because of that, that emotion that gets generated out of that situation, right? But when we forgive that person, or when we forgive that people, we don't, we are not emotionally binded. So the crucibles are already broken, so you become a stronger person. You are no longer drawn back to your history or your past. So now powerfully we can see the future, create the future our way. So gratitude and forgiveness, I love to say, everybody start practicing it. The sooner you do it, the easier you become. You'll your soul will become a pure soul, right? So
True.
that's what I
True.
can say.
100%. And again, your last line, that the moment you start practicing this gratitude and forgiveness, your soul will become a pure soul. So, if all of you understood this particular thing, it's very good. If still you need some analogy, then I have just one, that you can consider these two things as the best cleanser in this entire globe, entire planet. If you have these two cleansers in your bag, you can clean anything and everything. We have put a lot of makeup on a heavy party day. So many things. The female can just correlate with it. A lot of makeup we have put it on our face. But if at night before going to bed, we are not taking a cleanser and cleaning it, we are not able to see our actual face, which is more beautiful. That makeup we have put in for others. Just show it to the outside world. But use that two cleansers to see the real you, to see the core which is present inside you, which is more powerful, more energetic. So I believe that is the conclusion which Ravanti has given
Absolutely.
today.
Yes.
And
Very
these
beautifully
two
explained
powerful
it.
things are the master blaster things. It can change anything, any course of challenges and issues. These two simple things can change. Try this. That is also my message. I was thinking to conclude, but Savanthi has already done it. So this is the same message I also want to give. Try these two wonderful things. And definitely in the description, I'll share the contact details of Sravanthi. So whenever you feel that you want to coordinate with her, on her behalf, I'm telling that she would be
Absolutely.
happy to do that.
Yes,
She'll
yes,
be
absolutely,
more than
Megha.
happy to help you if you want to connect with her. Thank you,
Yes.
Savanthi, for sparing the time and sharing a lot of insights about your life, your challenges, and definitely success comes as a byproduct. That I believe.
Thank you, Megha. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yeah.
Thanks. Hope to interact with you again on so many
Yes,
other topics.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you.